This is the newest technique out of Japan. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to break down everything you need to know. And you're not going to want to miss this. This is the craziest bait and technique that has came out in a long time. Never mind that strolling stuff. You want to fall asleep looking at your graph? At least this thing's dangling in front of the fish. It's juking the fish out. It's juking the school of fish out. This is the Mario Lemieux of baits, coming down solo against 2D, splitting them and getting the goal. That's this technique.
For a standing ovation for one of the prettiest goals you'd ever want to see. Very few could ever make this play like Mario Lemieux to put his team up.
Today, we're throwing the dual Bay Rough BR head. It's more about the jig head in this one. And the Bay Rough BR fish. There we go. Just dancing it on them. Oh, he popped off. Story of my season. Dang it. It's Northern Strain Style. Hit that like and subscribe, and let's go.
With a flash of a spoon and a river run wiggle, a south bend dart and a jigger pole jiggle, he lost his head when he grabbed that dinger. Now he's sitting in the middle of the stringer. I'm a fishing man out on the lake. All you need is a line and a pole that'll never break.
Let's look at the minnow first here. Now this is the 3.3. They recently came out with a 4 and a 5. Now you know me, bigger bait, more action. So with that bigger minnow, you're gonna get a more exaggerated cadence or walking action or whatever they're calling it. This technique is called the winding technique. Fresh out of Japan. No, it's not fresh out of Japan. So this new technique called winding, yeah, I know some of you boys have been on this technique for a year already. Well, I had to fish it all year before I could do a video on it. Let's check out the minnow here first. Now, there ain't really much to it, but it's got flat side up on top here, and then it goes down into the rounded body, and then it's got like a little fin on the fin. It's got a fin on the fin, right? Check out that natural color on that. I love that. Here's the star of the show, the BR head. They come in a bunch of different weights and hook sizes, but it's a finesse setup. At least this size is. This is the 3-gram one. Now it's got the bait keeper there. You can see how the eyelet is coming straight up at a 90-degree angle. And then you see the jig head here. It looks like a bullet. And then it's got the 2 fins right there. Now what this does, when you get the right cadence with your rod, this is gonna hop back and forth, you know? And the bigger the bait, the more it's gonna hop back and forth, or the wider it's gonna hop, right? And how you achieve that better is you want to rig this bait with the flat side down. All right, so we're going to rig it up flat side down. Bam, there's your setup. Now if you rig it with the flat side up, that's when you can do a straight retrieve, and it kind of just, that little fin just kind of goes like that. Pretty boring. I ain't trying to do that. I'm trying to sea walk this bait. There we go. Just pumping it up and down off the bottom. It's a nice one. Just came up and slipped around. This is such a cool new technique. Gosh, horrible net job. Another great thing about this technique is you can work it through all the water column. You can work it down deep, you can hit the mid-range, you can work it just under the surface. Now your setup. You want, at least for me, I wanted like a crappie rod, like a little stiffer crappie rod, short rod. The shortest I had in a finesse one was a 610, so I went with that, and it's a medium light with a fast tip. And for me to get this bait to walk good was I had to go to a little bit heavier jig head. So I went with the 7-gram one, and then I could feel the bait when it bottomed out on each hop, you know? So it kind of like would tug on the tip of the rod a little bit. Then I knew I could pop it and then get it to go again. And you kind of want to give it little up pops, you know? So just little boom, boom. And when you feel your rod tip kind of go back down, hit it up. You know, it'll take a little bit to get your cadence down, but once you get it down, hey, it's like riding a bike. And how sweet is that? You know, how sweet is this underwater footage? Now with the line I was using too, I was using 10-pound braid to 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. You know, I rigged this up with the Sakamata shad too, and I was going to put that one out first just to get more views, but no, we got to pay homage to the original company. You know how we do, we're keeping it real out here. This ain't no cheese stick fishing show. There we go. Dancing the old minnow. During Thanksgiving, when you're with your family, this is a great time of year to ask your uncles if they have any wiggle warts from way back in the day. Don't ever be afraid to hit your uncles up for some OG wiggle warts. That's my tip of the day. That's tip number 420 for you boys out there. And hey, be thankful for another day.
When are we gonna get paid for this, you right?